Shaping Success with Wes Tankersley is brought to you by Aggressive Marketing Solutions, your solution for all business social media needs. If you need a team of social media marketers and content creators to help you build your brand on social media, text WES 2020 to 541-709-6502 today. Get started building your brand on social media. Success is defined differently by every individual. Some have never even considered what it is. I hope when I get older I'll be successful. What does that even mean? Money? Cars? Big house? On this show, we strive to look at it a little deeper, learning from successful individuals on what they believe success really is and how to obtain it. Everybody, enjoy the show. This is Shaping Success with Wes Tankersley.
All right. Hello and welcome to the Shaping Success podcast. I am Wes Tankersley, former high school teacher turned motivational speaker, and I just wanted to take the time today to welcome our guest. Today we're going to talk with Kari van Artsdalen. She is a friend of mine that is a registered nurse and health coach. She currently lives in Boise, Idaho, and today we're going to discuss who she is, how she's branding herself and inspiring people on social media, and what her definition of success is. So welcome to the show, Kari.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
No problem. I'm glad that you were able to get on here. I know it's a little bit nerve-wracking. So we want to start, what we always start out with is kind of talking about who you are and what you do and kind of where you came from. So could you tell us a little bit about where you grew up, kind of your life story per se?
Yeah. Yes. So I grew up in a small town, Baker City, Oregon. So not too far from here. I live in Boise, Idaho now. But I was raised there and learned the importance of family and relationships, and met my husband, who we met in second grade, which is kind of crazy. Anyways, I went on to go to school in Corvallis for 2 years and then moved to Boise, where I am now, and went to nursing school. So I've been a nurse now for, 12 years, and we've also been married 12 years next month. We have 3 kids. They are 3, 6, and 9. Our youngest is a girl, and then our other 2 are boys. They keep us busy and are tons of fun. I've worked in the hospital as an inpatient nurse. I work in a clinic now, which is great. And then about 14 months ago, I also became a health coach. And in that time, I've been able to help people kind of realize what it is they're wanting in their health and what they're working towards, and been able to help people achieve their goals, which has been something I've become really passionate about and love to get to be a part of. Let's see. Other things I was thinking about that about us is that we love outdoors. We like to go camping as much as we can in the summer. We are a baseball family, not so much Giants like Wes, but we do love baseball. The boys are getting into baseball, which is really fun. In the winter, we go skiing and do as much as we can as a family, which has been a lot of fun now that our kids are getting older.
Yeah, well, it's funny that you bring up, I got to point to the other side, the old Giants uniform over here, because you guys are big time Dodgers fans, and this is episode 7. I'm trying to get Hunter Pence right here on episode 8, so we'll see if that happens. But besides that, I've been kind of watching you for a while now, and I've always struggled with my health over the years, and so it's really cool to see what you're doing and how you're helping people. There's such a big thing right now, and before what I'm doing now, I was a PE teacher, so I dealt with that on a daily basis, seeing these kids who are out of shape, struggle with health, don't know where to start, and then they go on through high school, and they get out, they don't play sports anymore, they're not as active anymore, and this is kind of the issue on a daily basis. How does that kind of play into what you do?
Yeah, so what I get to do, starts when people are young. You're right, absolutely, and building those good, healthy habits. And that's one of the things that I've loved is being able to teach those to my own kids. And it started in our own family with my husband and myself, and then it ripples into our kids. But letting others see that they have the choice to take control of that, to make those good lifelong choices and build that solid foundation for that as they're getting older, that they can maybe avoid health problems, avoid the obesity epidemic that we have, and work towards their goals, as well as teaching those same kind of great habits to their kids, to their family members, and build that healthy surroundings around them as they're moving forward.
Yeah, and I think that's a great thing, because I really feel like we, as education majors sitting there telling these kids, one of the things that for me was like, I was overweight. So I'm trying to tell a kid that they have to be healthy and they have to do these things. So when you set a good example for your family and your kids, it creates something from the bottom of the foundation. We struggle with our daughter at the same thing. It's like, we're having things that are healthy in our house. We're eating those things, we're exercising, but we're not really passing that on to her because she's a kid and we eat a certain way. She needs to eat the same way we do, we feel, but it's easier said than done. So that's great that you're doing that with your kids. I applaud that. So with that, can you talk about what you're doing to promote what you're doing? Because I see you on Facebook, I see you on Instagram, I see you posting these videos, and when I talked to Mike the other day, I knew that you were a little apprehensive because it's kind of hard to put yourself out there, but you're doing a great job, and I think that this is another step towards that. So I hope it helps you. But how are you doing that? What do you do with your job on a daily basis?
Yeah, well, I guess the first thing, like you said, is when I decided to become a coach, I've always had a heart to help other people. I'm a nurse. I want to help others. But this was kind of a different avenue, and putting myself out there on social media was a little scary, to be honest. But it's allowed me a way to connect with other people I would never have otherwise. So being vulnerable, but sharing and reconnecting with people from my past, from growing up, from people I just met yesterday. It gives us that kind of platform to be able to build those relationships, and to speak value into other people's lives, and be able to share my story and hopefully inspire others to make a step towards what it is that they're wanting in their own lives. But it's a constant, daily reminder to put myself out there in hopes of helping somebody else, which is really what my overall goal is.
Yeah, and I think that's a big thing that a lot of us don't see. I started noticing that as well. Like, I was talking to a couple people about them putting out videos and things like that, because I do it on a daily basis. And it got to the point where I hate to pre-record something because I feel like it's not authentic. It's not me. And so I really like the way that when you do those live videos, you can tell that it's you. And I think that that's a great thing. I think you need to continue doing that, because it helps people to see the real you. I mean, you have a lot to give. Like you said, you're a nurse. My wife, same thing. She's a nurse. We know that you guys are giving people. You wouldn't have done that if you weren't wanting to serve anyone. So, so where are you on your social media? Are you just on Instagram and Facebook? Are you anywhere else? How does that work for you?
Yes, I am basically Facebook and Instagram. I haven't branched out much beyond that. Facebook is probably the way I connect with most people. Even though I know younger generations aren't using Facebook as much, there's still a lot of audience and people there that you can connect with. So Facebook is probably first, Instagram, and then honestly, for me, aside from social media, is just having conversations with people. Whether it's picking up the phone or in person, face-to-face is awesome too. Social media is just an incredible tool to be able to broaden our reach, to reach more people that, like I said, I wouldn't have otherwise. There's friends I have now that I wouldn't have met had I not put myself out there. And I get value from what other people put out there too. So for me, Facebook and Instagram is what I have.
It's pretty cool. It's kind of like a network of support of a bunch of people getting together. So that's awesome. So before we get into the last question, I just kind of want to ask you to kind of like walk us through what you do as a health coach. How do you just like have a meeting with them? Do you kind of counsel them? What do you do? How does that work out for you?
Okay. So basically what I do is I start by just having a conversation with somebody just to hear where they're at in their life, what it is they're looking for, what their goals are, and how I could assist them to reach those. So it starts with a conversation and goes from there. And then I get to just walk people through kind of where they're at currently, what they're wanting to create, and I am a guide to just help them get that. That's my biggest goal, is to help others reach what it is and see more of what's possible as they reach a goal. Then that builds momentum for them to keep pressing forward into more. And so all of what I do as my coaching, like I see clients face to face, but almost all of it's over the phone. We can video chat, we can do phone calls. I check in and talk to them every week to encourage them, celebrate their victories, just continue trying to help them just remember why it was they started in the first place and where they came, how far they've come. So it's just this constant dialogue with each other and check-ins just to help them have that accountability piece, as well as like a really great supportive community around them.
Yeah, and that's what's neat, about that, is that there is that support. I've actually used the program before and had a health coach before and kind of know how it works out, and it's great. I struggled with my weight a lot, and I ended up having bariatric surgery. So that kind of helped me get on that path where I was able to stay consistent. And it's one of those things where if I didn't have the support of the doctor, I didn't have the support of the nutritionist that was there, all these groups that they have, you can't stick with it. So it's great to have that support. So this kind of leads me to the last question I have here. When the podcast is called Shaping Success, and what that really means for me is finding what success is for each individual person. And I know that your definition is probably different than mine. They're along the same lines, because mine is kind of like serving people, teaching people, helping people reach their full potential in whatever they're doing. So I kind of want to wonder how you define success. What do you think success is for you? What is your definition of that?
Yeah, well, you're right. Success can mean a lot of different things. And for me personally, as my coaching piece, success is helping others have successes. So to have those victories, to be able to celebrate the small things, whether it's, that you can walk up and down your stairs now, or you want to start exercising, or all those little things, all the way up to the big things that are a big deal. Like you don't have to take medication, or you want to pursue a new career because you realize there's so much more possible. So success for me is helping others see that success in themselves and to help them achieve that. Success for me as a mom is being able to, be home and available to my kids as they're growing up. And so because I did put myself out there, got out of my comfort zone a little bit, now 14 months later, I'm actually dropping to part-time as a nurse, so I can work from home or anywhere as a health coach, and be more available to my kids. And it's allowed me to kind of prioritize what's most important to me in my life, and where I want to go, working towards my own goals, which is awesome. And that to me can be success, right? But also, the biggest win for me is helping others win, which in turn serves me, helps me to feel fulfilled, and then allows me the options to be able to, whether it be stay home or give away more, all of those things. To me, that's success, if I've made an impact in others' lives and helped them have some sort of breakthrough.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you brought up the kids and your family, because I know I don't personally know because I only have one, but I could only imagine with the one that I have having three of those kids running around because it's got to be crazy. But it's great to know that a person like me, I don't have as much. I do have that kind of, I have to take care of those things, but not as much as a mother of three. So it's awesome that you're doing all these things in addition to being a mother. So I applaud you for that. I just wanted to say thank you. I just want to say thank you for being on the podcast. Can you tell us what your handles are on social media, on your Instagram and your Facebook, so we can find you? What's the best way to find you?
Yeah, so on Facebook, I'm just Kari Van Artsdalen. Got my long name there. Instagram, it's Kari Van Arts, and then my email, karivanarts@gmail, is my coaching email. So those are probably the best ways to find me, since Instagram and Facebook are my two things. But yeah, I'd love to connect with anybody that is just wondering what's possible for them.
Well, thank you again, Kari. We're going to go ahead and end with that. I just wanted to thank everyone for listening. My challenge to you is to find the shape of your success. Have a great day.
This was Shaping Success with Wes Tankersley, brought to you by Aggressive Marketing Solutions. If you need a team of marketers to help you with social media, all you need to do to start is text Wes 2020 to 541-709-6502, 541-709-6502. That is Aggressive Marketing Solutions. Have a great day. See you next time.